no joy. He doesn't want any company. He wants to be left alone. He believes that nothing will change, that everything are doomed, that everything is in vain, and he is cold, hungry, and so on. You will read the details in the previous lecture that I have talked about Psorinum and in the classical miasmatic constitutional materia medica. And then we come to Aurum. Aurum is created under certain conditions. The essence is that you have a person that is mostly psoric and demanding strict with himself. It's a psoric, demanding and strict with himself person. Most of the times psoric, but it may be any other minds also. He's so demanding, things suppress him, he's got a lot of stress and disappointment, and at some time he becomes so despair, life-loathing, and then the only thing that he thinks about and is compulsive about is to commit suicide. Be very careful. Many people will tell you that I want to commit suicide. I think about committing suicide. But be careful that, because many syphilitic individuals pretend to be at the borderline of committing suicide because they want to attract attention, or they use it in order to manipulate other people. A wife, Lachesis, may say that her husband is so irritable and so unworthy and so cheating on her that she would prefer to go, that she tells you, I want to kill myself. But if you ask her more carefully, then you see that she pretends that she has compulsions to commit suicide. She only says that she doesn't want life anymore, but she will not commit suicide, and she doesn't have suicidal tendency. It's a different thing to say that I want to commit suicide, and this doesn't mean that you have the tendency to commit suicide. So, we don't have only thoughts, we have the tendency. And we don't only have the tendency, he does it. Not only thoughts, not only tendency, he may do it, or she may do it. Compulsive. You have the compulsion to commit suicide. And many times she has the tendency to fall from the window, from high above. Nevertheless, you cannot this suffering and great state is, the person is introvert, does not reveal it easily, only to the doctor, and only if she is at the borderline, and only if she is in despair, and only if she trusts the doctor. She doesn't reveal it to her own, and doesn't use it, of course, because she is psoric most of the times. Doesn't reveal it, doesn't talk about it, and there are times that a person, nobody has understood that she was at that stage. She seemed a little bit sad, but then she committed suicide and she died, or she may not die, but then they ask her, and the psychologist asks her, and the psychologist finds out that she didn't say anything to nobody. You see, some characteristics are that she is psoric and demanding towards herself. And so, if she hasn't managed to do things the way she wanted and demanded from herself to be done, then she gets disappointed, she develops despair, life-loathing, and commits suicide. I tried to give you the essence of those chronic constitutions that are developed under certain extreme conditions and are mostly temporary, and that have a characteristic psychological picture, and that's why I call them chronic constitutions. Thank you.